all over?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how the government rolls. That's how they roll. They don't even believe in their own evidence, so they need to put pressure on other people to try to get them to flip. That's exactly what happened, and I'm glad they got it. You know, but that didn't work out for them.
Was R. Kelly prosecuted on television in this case?
Well, yes, R. Kelly has been prosecuted in the media since 2000, since really Surviving R. Kelly. It's been a nonstop proposition. And Surviving R. Kelly is really the reason there were these federal prosecutions, where the federal governments have really, and I don't know that people understand even how aggressive the has been to get around statutes of limitations here, and that was all driven by Surviving R. Kelly. So I mean, I don't know. I guess the power of the media is very strong. The problem is that Surviving R. Kelly, as you all realize, probably if you've ever seen it, is that the stars of Surviving R. Kelly, one of them, Lisa Van Allen, was found not credible once she brought.
That's your breaking situation at the federal courthouse is the attorney for R. Kelly. Let's listen.
This, and something that I have been fighting for and was fighting for from the beginning is that if this jury concluded that he was guilty on the first 3 counts, would they care enough to consider the evidence on the rest? And they demonstrated that they did. And they did their job. They looked at each count separately, and they obviously concluded, as I concluded long ago, as this case was overcharged. The government wanted to, as I said during my closing arguments, be greedy, and they charged counts they couldn't win and they shouldn't have. And now, and not just, as to Mr. Kelly, but obviously the co-defendants. So I wouldn't imagine they're celebrating right now, and they shouldn't be. They should go back and figure out, whether their approach to this case was the right one. So this, again, obviously, it's not we're not celebrating a win entirely, but we are happy that the jury really did look at each count, and as I said in my closing arguments, each count counts. They did their job, and we ended up with 7 not guilty counts in a 13 count, right? Seven not guilty counts in a 13 count indictment. So listen, Mr. Kelly is used to bad news. He has a 30-year sentence, which is egregious and excessive in my view, out of New York in a case that never should have been charged the way it was charged. So, he's still got many fights to fight. But what he did say is that he had a sense of relief that this particular case was not in the future, it was in the past now. And he had a sense of relief, and that probably would have been whatever way it came out, but I think he is relieved to have this behind him. Yes, of course. We have some issues that we believe are appealable issues, meritorious appealable issues. I don't know that...
I just want to rebuttal on that part of R. Kelly's attorney saying that R. Kelly is at a sense of relief. He's put it behind him. So I was asking myself, well, if this is said through R. Kelly's attorney, through him, then who are the people to continue to keep arguing and digging up so much crap that R. Kelly has stated through his attorneys that he is at a sense of relief, and he's glad some of those situations that occurred is behind him, and that just behooves me. This is someone who R. Kelly hired, who R. Kelly trusted with his life on the line, and has also stood before a supreme juror. Make it make sense, as they say out here. Make it make sense. What is the fuss for? Do people not trust that R. Kelly trusted his attorney to go in on this horrific fight of his, on this notorious fight of his, on this set up, as people say, fight for him? I don't get it. What are you digging for? What are you reaching for? What are you looking for?
Ready to talk about all of them, but there's a couple that come to mind. So
Expect the county to move forward with their case.
I can't speak to what they will do there, but they got their guilty. They got it. They got the guilty verdicts on the first 3 counts of this indictment, which is the child pornography counts. So I'm not exactly sure what they want to go forward on, but we'll find out. We'll find out. We'll take them. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's the credibility of the news?
Well, obviously, incredibly. So the jury did not believe Chuck Freeman. The jury did not believe Lisa Allen. The jury did not, did I say that? Lisa Van Allen, right. The jury did not believe Tracy. The jury did not accept that you could charge an indictment and not even bring a witness in, that being Brittany, which was really offensive in my view. You're going to charge someone with serious offenses that carry serious time, and you don't even think you have to bring that witness in to tell what happened. So those are all, to me, good signs, but credibility was everything.
Maybe Brown would charge and get them to roll over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how the government rolls. That's how they roll. They don't even believe in their own evidence, so they need to put pressure on other people to try to get them to flip. That's exactly what happened, and I'm glad they got it. But that didn't work out for them.
Was R. Kelly prosecuted on television in this case? Surviving R. Kelly documentary?
Did she not state that the government tried to put weight on some of these accusers and it did not work? They did not flip on some of them. So she stated that part, so that's resolved, coming from an attorney, Jennifer Bonjean, who was hired by R. Kelly. That's coming from the horse's mouth. But yet then you have a platform who continues to tell you to read the paperwork. Well, I gotta say, it kind of sounds more better coming from the horse's mouth. And that's not literally, I'm just hypothetically speaking, so I'm not calling a person a horse. Figurative speaking, that's what I'm doing. So, who is these people or that platform to tell you to keep going and doing otherwise according to how she wants you to do it, when you can just go and listen to the attorney who actually worked for R. Kelly, who has communication with R. Kelly back and forth before even going into a courtroom. Oh shit, I'm in traffic. In a courtroom and litigating his cases before she even speaks to him. This is crazy.
Well, yes, R. Kelly has been prosecuted in the media since 2000. Since really Surviving R. Kelly, it's been a nonstop proposition. And Surviving R. Kelly is really the reason there were these federal prosecutions, where the federal governments have really, and I don't know that people understand how creative and how aggressive the charging has been to get around statutes of limitations here, and that was all driven by Surviving R. Kelly. So I mean, I don't know.
So I listened to this part multiple times. This case was brought by Surviving R. Kelly. And I'm going to put his name out here again because this is what I captured and how I interpreted from this particular person who came on multiple platforms to express to the people what was going on with R. Kelly by the means of this production of Surviving R. Kelly. And that was the only person that I saw try to attack the surviving R. Kelly propaganda, and that was Don Russell. And I don't care what nobody says right now. I'm going to say good morning, but I'm in traffic and I'm not looking at the screen. So good morning, everybody. I am taking you guys on this road trip because I have a freaking orthodontic appointment that I might be running late for right now. So it was only him. He was out here telling every single body before he got torn down and put in collages about the angle, about the attack, about how this was going to hurt R. Kelly. He was telling you people how that R. Kelly was trying to jump out in front of this and start his own production and put, his show and show to the world or tell to the world what had happened or how it happened or when it happened or what didn't happen and all of that stuff. But he got tore down. He got attacked just like everybody is getting attacked out here. If you speak on certain things that go against the grain of what some other commentator has said, and it is idiotic to me. But that's the only person that came out here that I know of, that I saw, put some goddamn footwork in before things went left with Don Russell in the situation that occurred about owing some money or, things that was done in that manner that I guess got Don Russell upset and bent over a little bit, where it sound like, and that, hey, well, he's not going to do this, then yes, I'm supposed to flip-flop on him. Okay, that happened. But I'm talking about in the beginning. Was the paperwork fake about Don Russell going and getting that type of bond insurance that R. Kelly needed? Was that fake about Don Russell talking about putting money towards a credit card to help get this bus fixed or that bus fixed? Hey, some paperwork went up. It was shown on Black Texas Diamond channel. Was that fake? Was all of that shit fake? I don't know. We talk about all of the evidence that got put out here against him. Did people forget that goddamn Azrael had access to that storage? Does any of these people on these platforms knows exactly what the hell came out of those storages? Do you? Were you there? Did you see it? I highly don't think you did. I highly don't think you did. But here we go. But according to her, that Lifetime docuseries did the most damaging consequences to R. Kelly that they can possibly think of. It tore him all the way down. And people, I get it. We don't want to accept that. No, we don't. Because of who we are or who you feel you may be to R. Kelly, whether if it's a fan or a supporter or a close loved one or a sister or brother. Not only that, you had his own brothers come out here and say some notorious shit against him. All of that changed the mindset of the world that loved R. Kelly. It is so hard to change the mindset to where some of these platforms are trying to put your mind at. It's hard. It's very hard. And when you have a hard and challenging fight like this, you have to put your trust. You have to rely on the transparency between R. Kelly and his attorney, because that's who he put before everybody. This is the voice. This is the message that I'm giving. This is me. But I digress on that.
I guess power of the media is very strong. The problem is that, you know, Surviving R. Kelly, as you all realize, probably if you've ever seen it, is that the stars of Surviving R. Kelly, one of them, Lisa Van Allen, was found not credible once you brought her into court. You know, Andrea Kelly, who was, you know, not a witness in this case, but she certainly was mentioned in, I would say, unflattering light throughout this trial. She was one of the big stars of Surviving R. Kelly. So, you know, it should go to show you these docuseries, you know, the same as a court of law in the adversarial process.
Now, I play that so that people can be aware of the names that Attorney Jennifer Bonjean is mentioning, who came out to cause harm and help prosecute R. Kelly. I do not hear any names coming from this R. Kelly sector that these people are arguing amongst of. I don't hear that. And until I hear those names come out, I'm trying to understand where in the hell is people developing the fact of who in the fuck is responsible of getting R. Kelly locked up out here in these streets. Who? Because I don't hear those names coming from his attorney. And I've pretty much stated that over and over and over and over and over. It only just makes you have an easy commentary and a reciprocal fight or beef and everything, because we keep pointing out all the fucking names of the people that wasn't even on the goddamn stand that did a testimony against this damn man. It was the testimonies that people should be looking at. It's the testimonies. If you can go and find the loophole to where their testimonies was some bull crap and you can prove it, then by all means, stand the fuck up and go down there and go address that shit to the fucking government. Go bring your proof down there about Lisa Van Allen and all of the other ones. Because the jury found that. The jury found that they were not credible goddamn witnesses on this damn testimony, and they executed them off the fucking stand. Get the fuck out of here. That was the end of that. So now what? So now what?
Yeah, he had a, even before he left the MDC in Brooklyn, he had injured his leg, and I don't know exactly how. As you may have noticed, he's kind of been limping in and out of the courtroom here and there. And it hasn't really gotten better, so we're hoping that he doesn't have to make the long trip back to New York for the restitution hearing, which is going to be next.
You mentioned that he said he feels relief.
His attorney dug deep into what happened to his leg. First, she said she didn't know exactly what happened, but she got down to the bottom of it. What do I believe? I believe that R. Kelly and his attorney resolved that issue. You know why? Because there was absolutely no follow-up or a lawsuit or a freedom for R. Kelly because something happened to his leg. They took care of his leg medically. Yes, we're upset that, oh my God, he had these blood clots that can absolutely kill him. But when the people got upset about it, the people also developed propaganda and started fighting about it. Ain't that a bitch? Yeah. But his attorney didn't fight about it. She wasn't out there fighting and going up there and beating a doctor or security in the BOP against their damn heads. She didn't do none of that. But look at the animals out here. Look at this bullshit out here. So how in the hell is the people out here in the community is so ready to knock and buck against each other? But a paid attorney who's making millions of goddamn dollars, allegedly, off of this case and any other case. I'm sure she got paid well with the other guy that, I forgot his name, that's supposed to be you know, the chief of the gangbangers or the mediator of the gangbangers and things like that, where he just, you know, got his freedom. I forget his name. I know it, but I just can't think of it right now because my mind is on something else. And other than that, making it to this doctor's, this orthodontic appointment on time, which I got about another 10 minutes of a drive. But I'm just saying. So how is it that we do opposite of what the attorney is doing, and she getting paid top dollar figures? Who the fuck does this shit? Some goofy ass shit. And I'm talking about these damn platforms out here, especially the one that is now, 2 of them, that is screaming to the top of their lungs because somebody has content or their own propaganda on what the hell is being put up, and they are into and agree to disagree about it. But it's got this one person that developed these collages, panties hot and fucking bothered. She calls it an attack on her. It's not an attack. I don't think it's an attack. I think it's just a rebuttal, as well as she has done her rebuttals. This is about, if you can't stand the heat, then get the fuck out the kitchen. That's what the fuck this is all about. Because I'm going to put my heat out there. This is about, because I read the paperwork and I interpret it the better way than you guys, then you all should be following what the fuck I say. This is about, I can't take what the fuck you're putting out, so I'm going to do it the fuck better. The paperwork. The paperwork is free. Everybody should know that by now. The paperwork is on an open damn forum called Justice for RK. Whoever is running that goddamn channel over there, do not miss a lick for y'all to go and read that paperwork on his Instagram page, copy it and read it. But to somebody out here, they feels that you are incompetent, can't understand it, don't read it at all. Make it make sense. That's the fucking gag.
Yeah. You know, those types of conversations I have with my client. You can come to sentencing and judge for yourself, because I'm sure he will, well, I'm not sure, but he may have something to say there. I will say this about my client, and I think it's often overlooked, to remember that he's a human being, and I think they did. This is a man who had a very, very difficult childhood and had incredible trauma that was never resolved because he became a superstar very young, and there were not people surrounding him that wanted to get him the help to treat the trauma that he had. Okay, and so I think we can't lose sight of that going into a sentencing hearing. It was something I emphasized in New York. So, you know, I think there's going to be a sentencing hearing here, obviously, and there'll be more to say about those things.
It's very confusing on half of the attorney's office, and they can't tell me. These counts, do they run consecutively? They're like, each 10-year minimum.
You talking about the
2 and 3.
1, 2, 3? Well, our position is no.
Right.
I'm sure the government will have an argument.
So there is,
I have not. I don't know if it's discretionary. I haven't done the research entirely into whether or not it's certainly not mandatory. Okay. Yeah, it's certainly not mandatory. At best, it's discretionary, and we would be arguing that they should not be stacked. Of course, we are talking about the same victim, right? Jane. In fact, one of the inducement counts was also Jane. So, you know, you're really talking about this one person who everyone, you know, heard in court, and I think that will play a role in how this all shakes out in sentencing. It hasn't been set yet. I don't think. All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I encourage everybody to go revisit Attorney Jennifer
New York-based.
Bonjean's Supreme hearing. Go and listen to it. Yeah, they attacked her, and yeah, she, to me, struggled a little bit on being clear on her highlights. Yeah, the one particular judge, she couldn't even formulate her first statement out before he bamboozled in on that, which can also discombobulate a person's thought. You know what I mean? And then after you listen to Attorney Jennifer Bonjean, who got to open up that that hearing, right? Now listen to these prosecutors, how this lady was so thorough, so precise. She was just hitting her points dead on and dead on. And I don't say that to say that the prosecutors were correct or anything on that in that hearing. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just go and listen. There was some fumbles. There was quite a few fumbles with Attorney Jennifer Bonjean on trying to explain herself. What exactly is the RICO, and pointing out her element of a case log and things of such, where there was a judge on there, kind of the skinny kind of guy, right, who was literally just fighting against her point that she was trying to make of what the elements were that creates a freaking RICO, and they just would not allow her to get in. To me, that with them doing as such, especially the one judge, right? The questions that he was asking, and Jennifer really trying to, search deep in the baggage to find acceptable. It was crazy. Now the older white lady that was up there, she was asking Jennifer Bonjean really some deep questions to bring clarity to it. Now with her, I believe that she accepted Jennifer Bonjean's explanation as opposed to the RICO Act, right? Go back and revisit that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna find it as soon as I'm done out of this orthodontist appointment, if I can find the damn office, and I'm going to play it on my next movement on these streets. It's crazy of the fights that these content creators are continuing to have based on how you feel or your opinions about this whole creepy ass setup against R. Kelly. Everybody knows it happened, but the fact of the matter is, did the attorneys prove that what your argument is? Will they prove what your argument is to hold water in the fucking lake to free R. Kelly? Will they? Because they could have. They had that chance. It was way more people out here putting out great points. Okay, wait a minute, I gotta turn around. To substantiate what had happened to R. Kelly. Was it the right argument that his attorneys wanted to use or not? Are y'all saying that the attorneys was full of bullfilet? Well, some of them, most people have proven that factor. Okay, granted, I'm probably gonna get a ticket for making this damn U-turn, but I'm gonna make it anyway. It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous that only, one person wants to make the stand, the other person then turn this into some, once again, spiritual warfare because she in her damn feelings. And I said this on Rated R channel because I see this lady moderating for multiple platforms, right? I never see her out of character of anything. She sticks to what the host is talking about. For the most part, she literally just puts in there good morning and like, share, subscribe, and she definitely puts in there free R. Kelly. Now, I am astoundedly proud of her for coming out and addressing a situation that occurred to her from Casey McDaniel. I am, because sometimes you got to bend out of character a little bit. Just sometimes to let these people know, hey, shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I am not a part of what you're trying to sway me in. Chill on that shit. And she did that shit. So shout out to Frankie, because I got a little bothered with that. That woman, she don't bother nobody. But yet then, because of where you are and who you vibing with and what you're doing, you know, a person is going to feel some type of way against that. She made her point. I was like, what? Which I did not know. You know, she moderates for Casey. She expressed how much she liked Casey. She expressed how much she has became to love some of the people that she has gotten close to out here. I think that that's a cool thing to do. You know, it's human to do so. But then you got Casey McDaniel over there in her feelings, I don't know, mad about who did it and what the fuck for. Just now, I gotta go in here to this doctor's appointment, which is almost 30 minutes from my home. See, and I meant to my orthodontist appointment, which I'm a little bit late. If they don't see me, that's fine too. You know, I'm not invisible. I'm here. I'm right here. It's just that I was driving, so I wanted to stay focused on the road. That was it. And I know y'all missed my last things, but I'm going to say this one more time. Casey McDaniel, you owe Frankie a freaking apology, because that's not spiritual-like at all. Not at all. Not at all. You're contradicting yourself. You're messy. You're doing exactly what those other channels that was known as being messy was doing. You're doing the exact same thing, because you're in search of some freaking freedom rights or whatever. Hold on, you guys. Hello?
Hi, Jackie. This is Rebecca with First Choice Dental Orthodontics.
Yeah.
Are we needing to reschedule your
No,
appointment?
actually, I'm coming through the door, like right now.
I won't be able to see you until about 8:50 at this time.
8:50?
Yeah, because we were in, your whole appointment is over.
Yeah, okay,
So we'd have to reschedule, but if you're here, I could put you back in
It doesn't-
after another appointment.
It doesn't matter to me. We can reschedule, or 8:50 is not that long, so
Yeah.
it's up to you. I could do either or. It's no problem.
If you're already here, we can just see you at 8:50.
All right.
And then as soon as they're done with the appointment before you, they can get you back there,
Okay, I'm sitting outside waiting, so just let me know.
Okay, sounds good.
All right,
Bye.
bye. I told y'all I was late, but I didn't care. I just really did not care this morning. Let me tell y'all something, because I went before Keandre and Kiwan went home, because I had them all weekend, and you know, and they stayed there with Coda yesterday, because I had went into work for a little while, and I took my Invisaligns out and put them on the dresser. And I forgot to put them in the case, because they come in a compact case, right? Let me see where it is. Hold on. And I'm invisible. That's one thing about Pap, honey. Pap will come on the screen as is. I ain't got to comb my hair and all that stuff, no makeup and all that. I ain't got to do all that. I'm just who the hell I am. I'm not out here for a beauty passion show or none of that. I'm a real deal person. So, but this is the compact case, right? And it slipped my mind, because normally when I take them out, which I take them out for 2 hours a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. So when I got home, I took them out and I laid them on my dresser, and I forgot Keandre hangs out in my room too quite a bit, right? Be wandering around picking at stuff. So I usually don't have stuff laying around that I know that will attract an autistic child, right? Because the interest of their mind, what's going through their mind. So when they see something different and, out the ordinary, he's interested in, oh, well, what's this? Well, he got hold to one of my Invisaligns, the top one. So I was like, I looked everywhere for it. But he was gone. I know where I put both of them at. So now I'm like, okay, this is last night. What do I do? Oh my God, what do I do? You know, blah, blah, blah. So because I don't change them out until Tuesdays. Tuesdays of every week is when I'm in a new tray. And so I'm saying, like, ain't nothing I can do because I'm not finna go crazy. Now, eventually it's going to pop up. Now, what I kept saying, well, thank you. I said, thank you, God, right? Because Tuesday is nearing us, right? So I don't have that long, to switch to tray out. So I'm like, okay, it would make more sense to just start the new tray, right? Just start the new tray and I'll be fine. But I'm still gonna look for the top one from from the week that I just about to finish up in. So I put that tray on, y'all, last night, this new tray, because they're getting tighter and tighter. Oh my God, I could barely sleep. It was hurting so bad. I was like, damn. But I get used to them after a day or so. But the first day when I switch my trays out, when I tell y'all I am anal, listen, I feel like I'm mean. Like, because I feel that little pain and the tension and stuff going on in my mouth. And so I try to stay away from people because it's not that person's fault about how I feel because of what I'm going through, which isn't bad. It's not a bad thing, but I stay away so that my hot mouth don't, exert some shit out on a person. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, get the fuck away from me. Like, oh, or so, when people come to you and they be like, girl, I'm so and so, and I have that, I don't give a fuck attitude because I'm going through this right now. You understand what I'm saying? So, but, to, what's his name? Lima Plays. No, I come on the camera anytime. I don't. I'm not out here for the fashion show at all. I am who I am, and that's just it. And I'm likable and lovable, being authentic and who the hell I am. I ain't gonna do all that. I don't do all that shit. I don't want to do all that shit. But anywho's, but since I have to sit here till for another 30 freaking minutes, right? I might as well find the Supreme Court argument, right? Which, let me see. Let me see. And in this one here, I found, what's her name? Tracy, what was her name? And that played the, let me see if I can find her. And, and of course, let me say this. There are some things that was said and done on how Jennifer Bonjean presented her case, litigated her case and everything that, no, a lot of people are not going to like. But, you have to take yourself to the bigger question when you're pondering that in your head about what you didn't like or what you did like about it. And that question still remains is, that was R. Kelly's attorney. That was R. Kelly's attorney. And if you felt that you could do or would have done a better job than her, then why didn't you write in with your credentials or whatever to R. Kelly to have an interview and become his attorney? That's now you're doing some shit. Now you're out there on the stomping grounds. But no, it's much easier to be out here and not that deep in the limelight in case, things don't turn out the way that you might have expected it to be, right? It's easy to argue out here and with people who don't have the type of credentials that an attorney Bonjean has. Or right now that an attorney, what's his name, Bo Brentley, I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but and I will go and listen to how his name is pronounced, it's just the right thing to do, right? But it's ludicrous. Everybody finds something that is against what his attorney litigated. You feel this way. You feel they could have done this. You feel they could have done this. You feel they could have done this. And I'm feeling that, well, they're the attorneys. They know the law. They read the ops, which is the prosecution paperwork, because they have to rebuttal to it. They have to have their plan on how they're going to address what these accusers or what their presumption is in the paperwork. That they have to do that. That's how the arguments are developed. That's how the paperwork is developed. They arguing on the paperwork. But now they got to go out there and show they smoke in front of people who is voted in the judicial system up there in that damn Supreme panel, or appointed in. Those people are appointed in by your legislative, I guess, or whatever. They put these people in here. So now if you have a problem with them people on how they adjudicated and made their decision on R. Kelly, then now you got a bigger problem. Because now you got to go fight them. And according to what I have seen out here, I don't see no goddamn platform with the mojo to go up there and fight them. What are you finna put in? Your petition to have them removed from the bench because they did not adjudicate on R. Kelly's case fairly based on your fucking opinions and your presumption? I like to see that. I like to see these minions do that shit. I like to see where you guys are going to go and change the minds of those people. Yes, we can keep putting the fucking narrative out here on how not Jennifer Bonjean, Ann Donnelly did this because of that, did this because of that. But yet then, Ann Donnelly remained on that bench up there, on that seat up there, throughout all these fucking arguments. She's still up there, and she did what she did. The Chicago trial, that judge down there, he just, may rest in peace, I think happened to pass away, right? Nobody went down there to attack him. Go in the courtroom, Casey McDaniel, Prima Donna, Dana J. What's her name? Sharon Wimbush. All of y'all. Go down there and walk through those doors, through the courtroom, and go tell those people that they are all on some bullshit. And let's see what happened. Let's see what happened. Y'all ain't got that type of mojo. Y'all got YouTube mojo. Y'all got y'all some YouTube mojo. This is where you can get down at. Yeah. This is where you put your boots on the ground at, because you know that ain't much can really happen to you. It's easy. Taking the yellow brick road. Okay, so let me see what she says. I just got it. Okay, so I'm going to end this live because now I will be back live as soon as I am done with this orthodontist appointment, so that I can find and revisit Jennifer's Bonjean argument up there with the Supreme people. Because these people down here, shit. They motherfucker have your ass telling you telling you all kind of shit, how you all discombobulated and confused and every damn thing else. I'll be back.